In 1980, when I was 2.5 years old, my parents divorced. Now that decision had huge impact on all of us. My precious mother and 2 daughters mainly survived by the goodwill of others. And we grew up in, you could say, miserable circumstances. Some winters, we had no heating system. And many times, at the end of the month, there wasn't enough to eat. Now you can imagine, and what happened to me is that in my teenage years, and for years I was struggling with mainly hatred towards my father. But I made a decision in my teenage years to connect with my father and to see him again. Father's Day 1998, I made a bold decision to visit my father. And I can tell you that first visit was very uncomfortable. But on that day, I said to my father in the garden with a beautiful sun in the air, let's forget what has happened in the past and let's see who and what we can become for one another. And I never forget that day, because for my father, that moment was the most beautiful Father's Day present he could ever receive. And I received the father-son relationship I so deeply, deeply desired. Now, my father and I, we both benefited from the power of forgiveness, and we even didn't utter the word forgiveness to one another. But I often wondered and asked myself, how would my life look like if I saw justice and took revenge? And how would my father's life look like if he didn't decide to see me again? Now, when we are born, we all want and desire 2 main things. First of all, we want to be loved. And secondly, we want to avoid rejection. That's why a baby craves love and acceptance when he or she is born. And that's also the reason why a hug by a parent plays such a vital role in the development of a child. But we all know, and this is also the paradox of life, you will not always be loved. And you will experience rejection from time to time. In our interactions with people, we have different kinds of experience, so you can say. Some interactions with people are very pleasant, but there are also interactions with people, let's say, they are very different. You know, we get hurt sometimes by people, and people will also make us angry. If I would ask you the question, did anyone ever hurt you or made you angry? Most probably, everybody will raise their hand, because we experience this in life. Our parents, relatives, siblings, a dear friend, our colleagues. We hurt people and we make people angry, but the same also happens to us. The most common human reaction when people hurt or trespass us is to seek justice and to take revenge. Something that has happened isn't right. It isn't fair. It hurts and we don't agree and we want to get even. Hello, are we there? The first thought that comes to our mind isn't, now let's forgive that person. Many times we want to hold on to that anger And as I said, we want to take revenge. Instead of working on forgiveness, we feed the angry monster inside of us to our own detriment. The greatest victim of not forgiving is not the victimizer, the person who did you wrong, but the greatest victim of not forgiving is you. When we hold on to hurt and anger, we are the victim. You know, today there are too many people, they are living in the past. There are too many people, they are living as a victim. There are too many people walking around with feelings of hurt, hatred, anger, and revenge. There are too many problems that could have been solved if we learn to forgive. And there are too many people, good people, beautiful people, talented people, who are not living their full potential due to unresolved emotions. Forgiveness is power. Do you know why? It gives you the freedom to enjoy life. It gives you the freedom to build lasting memories, as I did with my father. It gives you the power to release emotional baggage and luggage from your life. And when you release, there's space to build the good things in life. It gives you the energy to thrive, to soar, to live your full potential without any limitations. Let's radically reframe our perception about the word forgiveness and take the power into our own hands. Is there a way to release stress? Is there a way to get rid of negative emotions and live your full potential? The answer is a definite yes. You have the power in your own hands. Better to say, you have the power in your own mouth. You have the power today to decide. What I personally do every night before I go to sleep, I take several minutes to forgive. If there's nothing to forgive, that's cool. No problem. And this is my challenge for you today. Before you go to sleep tonight, take several minutes to forgive the person or persons who hurt you or made you angry. Try it. Experience it yourself. And as an extra bonus, your sleep quality will improve. Thank you very much.